Top 7 cases of real-life zombies. When it comes to horror, the zombie craze is still one of the most popular facets of spooky lore, with an endless string of hit movies and television shows focusing on the undead. But despite the thrills and chills, it's all just fiction at the end of the day. Well, that is unless you're any one of the following 7 cases. From post-mortem wake-ups to terrifying conditions that mimic the stuff of midnight movies. Today, let's take a look at 7 real-life cases of the dead seemingly coming back to life. The shocking circumstances toward the end of the list are not for the weak of heart or brains. Number 7. Hamdi Hafez al-Nubi. A 28-year-old waiter from Egypt was working when he suffered a seemingly fatal heart attack at his place of employment. After being declared dead, his body was prepared and washed for a funeral per Islamic traditions, with family and friends grieving his loss for several days. When a doctor was sent to sign his death certificate, she discovered warmth emanating from the man's skin, prompting physicians to revive the man, running vitals and tests to confirm he was indeed still breathing and very much alive. After initially fainting upon hearing the news, his mother decided to go forward with the funeral anyhow, transforming the formerly sad occasion into a celebration of his resurrection. Number 6. Brighton Dama Zanthe. 34-year-old Brighton Dama Zanthe had long been suffering from an illness at his home in Zimbabwe, passing away in bed in 2013 after grieving mourners wrapped his body in blankets and made arrangements to transfer him to a nearby mortuary. The young transport worker was dressed and prepared for a funeral service the following day. During the viewing procession of the service, Zanthe's boss noticed something strange. The purported corpse's legs were twitching, prompting many attendees to fall into a panic, believing the body of their friend had come back to life to haunt them. He was kept on life support for 2 days at Gweru Provincial Hospital following the incident, making a full and creepy recovery. Number 5. Xue Fang. After suffering a head injury from tripping in her house 2 weeks before, 95-year-old Xue Fang was found motionless and without heartbeat in her bed by neighbors in Beiliu, Guangxi Province, China. Chinese tradition dictates that friends and family pay respects to the recently departed by placing the beloved in an unsealed coffin for several days. However, after 6 days of grieving and the day before the actual funeral, neighbors found a shocking surprise. Noticing the coffin was now empty, Xue Fang was spotted cooking in her kitchen as if nothing had happened, stating, "I slept for a long time and I wanted to cook something to eat." Medics referred to her phenomenon as an artificial death, but remain rightfully baffled. Number 4. Walter Williams. 78-year-old Holmes County, Mississippi resident Walter Williams was pronounced dead on February 26, 2014, with family members witnessing physicians calling his time of death and even putting him in a body bag. After coroner Dexter Howard completed paperwork and transferred Williams to a nearby funeral home, he noticed something strange. Once in the embalming room, he noticed the man's legs beginning to kick and breathing coming from inside the bag. After hooking the man up to monitors to confirm he had a heartbeat, he was transferred back to Holmes County Hospital. Although the man seemed to spring back to life for a short time, he sadly passed away once again 2 weeks after his awakening. Number 3. The girl from the Philippines. A 3-year-old girl in the Philippines had been suffering from an almost week-long fever when her worried parents finally decided to bring her to the hospital. While there, the attending physicians and clinical personnel pronounced her dead after determining her heartbeat and pulse had come to a halt, going so far as to entomb the young one in a coffin for a funeral service held at a church in Aurora, Zamboanga del Sur. A neighbor of the family lifted the lid to arrange the remains, getting quite a shock when the young girl moved her head inside. The girl was taken from the coffin, given water, and taken to the hospital for treatment. Sadly, shortly later she fell back into a coma, eventually passing completely away. Number 2. Kelvin Santos. Following an extreme 5-day fever, 2-year-old Kelvin Santos succumbed to pneumonia and respiratory failure at Abelardo Santos Hospital in northern Brazil. Passing away on a Friday evening, the family spent the night grieving the boy, planning a funeral for the following Saturday afternoon. However, an hour before mourners arrived, the boy sat up in the coffin, asking his father for a glass of water before lifelessly laying back down. After the family frantically tried to reawaken the boy, his father rushed him to a Belém hospital, although doctors confirmed the boy had once again passed away. Since entangled in controversy, the true cause or explanation of the young Santos' final request has still never been determined. Number 1. Rudy Eugene. In 2012, 31-year-old petty criminal Rudy Eugene's car broke down while traveling to Miami Beach. After abandoning his vehicle, he stripped naked and began to cross MacArthur Causeway, a 3-mile stretch that connects downtown Miami and South Beach, Florida. Upon encountering 65-year-old homeless man Ronald Papo, he violently attacked the vagrant, biting off 80% of his face and leaving him permanently disfigured and blinded. Eugene was eventually shot dead by responding officers after almost 20 minutes of gruesome brutality. Although taking place during the bath salt media panic of 2012, toxicology reports indicated Eugene only had trace amounts of marijuana in his system, leaving this zombie-centric attack perpetually unexplained. He may not have woken up from the afterlife, but this chilling incident certainly seems like a page straight from The Walking Dead. Thank you for watching Interesting Top 7s. Do you have an idea for a future Top 7? Leave a comment below. Who knows, you may see your idea in an upcoming list. And, as always, if you love our lists, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for new videos every week.